I'm Elizabeth Wangeshi-Shege, Vice Chairperson of the World Green Building Council. The session itself is called and is part of the UNFCCC Regional Climate Week, the first MENA Climate Week session. This session itself is meeting the density demand, the urgent opportunity to build quality, decarbonized, and resilient buildings in the Middle East and North Africa. 55% of the world's population live in urban areas, a proportion that is expected to increase to 68% by 2050. The transformation of human settlements into urban environments must address both scarcity of resources and equitable growth. With increasing population growth and rapid unplanned urbanization, there is mounting demand for buildings. Without immediate action, construction of urban housing and its associated infrastructure will significantly deplete global resources.
1.6 billion people across the globe currently don't have access to decent housing. 300 million new homes are needed by 2030 to keep up with demand. And as Elizabeth mentioned, 39% of global greenhouse gas emissions come from the construction sector and buildings. So if we take those three elements together, we can really see that green, affordable housing solutions are absolutely critical in the fight against climate change.
A vision that's set up by the different actors and not by one of them or a few of them. So it's not a top-down, it's not just a bottom-up, it's really a collaboration around setting a common vision. And that is really critical because it will help then set the objectives, the drivers, and the priorities for urban development in cities in the Middle East and North Africa. Getting that balance between the social, economic, and environmental considerations embedded in the development process is critical. And again, I think the starting point is a common vision that's created by all actors, basically through collaboration.
We need more green architecture. We are still in a world that celebrates the tallest, the slimmest, the most luxurious, the most expensive, the most complex engineering. We're not in a world where celebrating the most energy efficient, climate resilient buildings is, and that should be high on the political agenda as well and on the industry agenda.
Is how do we scale those housing solutions to meet the growing housing demand and the climate crisis? I would say again that we need to better demonstrate the genuinely credible market opportunity that's represented by green, affordable homes across cities of the world. We estimate that this is around a $17 trillion, largely untapped market. And bringing that to the MENA region, Egypt, 15 billion, largely untapped market. I mean, it's massive. The opportunity is huge. So we at REAL are collaborating with, as I say, a range of stakeholders to build out that data and evidence base. It's only by having credible evidence that's effectively deployed, that's stress tested and genuinely informative, that we can start to dispel unhelpful assumptions. We can help inform decision making. We can allow investors to really interrogate the risk and reward of investing in green, affordable homes.
There's a wonderful amount of inherent knowledge and indigenous knowledge in how to deal with the climate change issue and how to actually build in an affordable way using the resources that they have. That wonderful discussion, that co-design, co-collaboration between communities and between experts and innovators and entrepreneurs has a huge amount of efficiency. It's efficiency because you get things done. You leave the building where the people they know how to use it. They were part of the process of it. And it's taught us as a team that this kind of verified technology, this kind of contextually, culturally viable way of building is worth exploring.
With what you've shown us, that definitely ticks the box on the basis of especially that, you know, the work has started. We're not talking about theoretical matters. You're already doing it on the ground, and I'm really excited about what you're working on.
The way we are cooling housing is also decoupling itself more and more from traditional cooling methods in this part of the world, because we have, you know, air conditioning technology to rely on. The whole point is that the heat is increasing at an exponential rate, and the investment and R&D in better cooling systems is not going just as fast. So the technology is becoming redundant to the needs. However, our industry as builders and contractors is still relying on this redundant technology. We need to move forward.
We find that one of the key blockages in unlocking the flow of green affordable homes is the lack of accessible, affordable, appropriate offtake finance. So we are working closely with banks and investors to unlock green mortgages and wider finance for low-income groups. And fintech is a massive part of that. So digital solutions that involve AI. I mean, we're investing in a company, an Indian-based company called Intellect, who have a really exciting credit rating tool called Right Profile, that's allowing developers to understand the affordability level of low-income groups and banks to understand the risks of investing in those in that segment. So there's a lot of potential there, but it is, you're right, financing is a massive challenge, but it's not insurmountable.
What I would touch on, though, is on the planning side of things, because obviously a key element of scaling up things is related to urban planning. Before, I mean, we need to design the individual buildings to be efficient, but where those efficient buildings are located is absolutely critical.
It is a challenge, but it is a huge opportunity.
The risk is very minimal when you are actually trying to beat a ceiling that is a phantom ceiling. Green buildings do not cost more than conventional building. We've done it, we've met it before, but you have to put in all the tools and resources. You have to use the local knowledge. You will find out that eventually that gap is closing. That gap is closing between a conventional building and a building that builds on climate resilience for its inhabitants. So I just think we need to hit the ground running in the MENA region and really enjoy the diversity in the architecture that will come out of that.